Wow, what a perfect morning, ladies and gentlemen that are listening to me all over the world. If you can hear me, give me a one in the chat. If you can hear me, give me a one. If you can hear me, give me a one in the chat. Let me see for those that could be able to hear the chat. We are streaming live onto the YouTube channel. We are streaming live onto the YouTube channel. Welcome to today's talk, where we are able to have our great leader, Coach Manish, all the way from India, who categorically provides the evidence power of the cryptocurrency space as an industry and shows its validity, its experience, its power of changing people's lives, like it has happened in the past days, where we have seen over $110 trillion that have been transacted onto the blockchain of Bitcoin since it was created, ladies and gentlemen, up to date. So on the $110 trillion that have been transacted on the blockchain, how much have you been able to collect yourself in the last 14 years since the existence of Bitcoin? So today he's going to be able to break to you the power of Bitcoin and how you could be able to accumulate this particular asset and how this asset affects the market space in people that are enjoying the cryptocurrency space. Me, as a person who does cryptocurrency full time as my main business, and I've taken cryptocurrency trading as my main venture. It's a palm pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege to invite one of our own, a superstar, a man that takes his time to pick a lot of knowledge for us from the space and be able to give us free of charge. It's a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome a gentleman from the schools of the hard knocks in the industry of the cryptocurrency space, a gentleman that takes his time to make sure that he provides the knowledge to everybody who's interested to learn into the space. With pleasure, sir, we are happy to have you today, and allow me give you the host powers to take over the next steps. Thank you and welcome as we listen from you, sir.
Wow, that was a kind introduction and an amazing introduction to the session. Thank you so much, Leader Julius, and for first of all to believing in me and giving me this opportunity every time to share this knowledge with all of you people around the world. And I welcome you all to our today's session from Crypto Ambassadors. And this session is going to be in English because it's an international session, and I welcome you all the lovely leaders from around the world who have connected on today's call to learn about Bitcoin. The topic for today is BTC accumulation, why and how you can learn how to accumulate Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and why it is so important, what is the future that is very near to us, and what we can learn from the past, from the history of Bitcoin since the day it started, what we can learn from the journey of Bitcoin, and how we can take advantage of what is coming very near to us. And if we learn this knowledge, if we have this knowledge, if we have this with this clear strategy and an action plan for the future, how and what is the best way to take advantage of this wonderful life changing opportunity that you must not miss, because it may be once in a lifetime opportunity for all of you. So my name is Manish and I belong from India, a beautiful country in Asia, and I here welcome you all to our Crypto Ambassadors channel. Whoever are joins us, who have joined us on YouTube channel, and also all the participants in the Zoom session. So let me take you to our wonderful presentation for today. This session is going to be almost 2 hours. So stay connected, stay in the session for next 2 hours, because this is going to be really super, super awesome. So you don't want to miss any single bit of the knowledge. So stay focused, stay with us for the next 2 hours, and let me begin. So let me take you to a wonderful presentation. And as I said today, the topic for today is Bitcoin. So let's learn a little bit about Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin? How it started, and most important, why it started, and where it is going, and what is the big opportunity in front of us. So Bitcoin, as you all know, is a virtual cryptocurrency. It was the first cryptocurrency ever launched on internet. It was launched in 2009. That is almost 14 years from now. Since 14 years, this wonderful Bitcoin cryptocurrency was launched, and this was the pioneer. This was the pioneer of all the different currencies around the world, because as I talk now, there are more than 23,000 different cryptocurrencies around the world. You can go and search for them, but Bitcoin was the first of them, and still it remains at the number one rank around all the different cryptocurrencies, because it has the highest market cap in the world. It is the first and the foremost and the best cryptocurrencies till today. So Bitcoin is a virtual cryptocurrency designed to act as money and a form of payment outside the control of any one person, group, or entity, and thus removing the need for any third party involvement in the financial transaction. So this clearly explains to you what is Bitcoin. It is a virtual cryptocurrency. It is a virtual currency. Virtual means that it travels on internet. You cannot feel it, you cannot touch it, but you can transact on it on internet. If you have Bitcoin, you have value. If you have Bitcoin, you have value. So, and the value is increasing. So this is a form of payment outside the control of any one person or a group or an entity. So that makes it decentralized form of currency that is not in control of any government, any bank, or any one single authority. And this removes the this removes the requirement of any third party. When two people want to come together and exchange their money or for some goods or services, they can make the transaction without involving any third party in between. So how it started? Because it started with a wonderful idea, an innovative idea of having a new form of digital ledger that we call today as blockchain. Blockchain is a distributed ledger that travels on internet, and it is the safest and the hack-proof method of recording or storing any information, any data that you want to keep secure, because it is decentralized and it is also distributed ledger. Why we call it distributed? Because it is not maintained by any one or a few people or a few or a particular company or a particular authority, but it is together maintained. It is together maintained by thousands and thousands of people that form as nodes in a blockchain from around the world. So this is a new method of recording a transaction or a data that we can store on blockchain and make it very, very secure. So this is also called a peer-to-peer network. But the question which comes to our mind, first of all, for all the new people here, why do we need Bitcoin? Because we all come from different parts of the world. We all have a local currency in our country, and that is provided to us by our central bank or our authority or a government. Then why do we need this new form of money, which is not controlled by that government or a bank? Because from over the last many years or many decades, we have been seeing that the money or the local currency which you have been using, whenever wherever you come from, in whichever country you belong, your local currency, you must admit, you must agree to the fact that our local currency has been losing its value. In India, we see that rupees has been losing its value. That means the things or the goods we used to buy 5 years back or 10 years back from the same amount of money, we cannot have the same goods. We cannot buy the same amount of goods or services with the same amount of money now. That means that inflation has hit the economy, and every year the local currency, the currency that is issued by the banks, is losing its value. So to prevent our wealth, because we all want to become wealthy, and the basic requirement to become wealthy, the basic requirement to become wealthy that we all understand is by accumulating lot of money. So if you have a lot of money with you, you can call yourself rich, you can call yourself wealthy. But what's the point of having that form of money that is losing its value, that is making us poor day by day, that is losing its value, that is depreciating asset? So in order to prevent our wealth from depreciating, we must invest it into another form of asset that is free from inflation, that doesn't loses its value over the period of time, and in fact it increases its in value over the next few years. So this was the reason why we need Bitcoin, because we saw, if I point it down here, if we saw that our banks have been printing endless money. Our banks, whichever country you have, your local bank, your banks are printing endless money, and that is not backed by anything now. Previously, they were backed by gold or reserves, but now they are free from any backing. They can print endless money as much as they want. So when the supply of any particular asset, when the supply of any particular product is unlimited, that you all know, it loses its value, the price is bound to go down. So this is why money has been losing its value, because of this unlimited supply, due to banks, uh, due to banks, due to banks endlessly printing the money. So we need another form of asset. We need another form of money that we can call our own money, but that is free from inflation. So in order to uh, hold our money, in order to hold our wealth in another form of money that is free from inflation, that is free from this endless unlimited supply, we require another form of money that has scarcity in value, that has scarcity in its protocol, because unless we have a limited supply of any money, any asset, we cannot make it more and more precious in value. So this is why Bitcoin has been increasing in its value since the day it started. If I tell you, when it was started, it was even less than $1 in value, even not even one $0.1 in value. It was less than $0.1 in value when it was started 14 years back. So you could buy hundreds of thousands of or even millions of Bitcoin at that time with a small amount of investment. But now, as you go to market, if you go to any crypto exchange or you search on Google, the price of Bitcoin today may be $26,000 in value, $26,000 in value. That is because the only fact that it is scarce in quantity, it is scarce in total supply. The total supply is limited to 21 million Bitcoin only. That means no one can have more than 21 million Bitcoin in this world, and not more than 21 million Bitcoin will be generated ever. So that is the total capping limit of the total supply of Bitcoin. And as we all know, the demand for Bitcoin is increasing day by day, is increasing day by day, and it has gone more than the supply of Bitcoin. That is why every person, every new investor, every new person who comes to know about cryptocurrency, who's interested to invest into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is the first and the prior choice of everyone he wants to put his money in. And that is why we all know that Bitcoin price is increased, has increased to an incredible new height that I will share very shortly how much it has grown over the last few years. So now we know that this is another form of money that we can use as money, but it is free from inflation. It has limited supply, and it is permissionless banking. No bank or no central authority is required. No third party is required to give us permission to use this money or even validate this transaction, because we keep our own record on a blockchain. We don't require any government or a chartered accountant or a firm to keep our record. We don't require any bank to keep our ledger. We have blockchain which is controlled by thousands and thousands of around all the people around the world who are using this beautiful money. So this is why I hope now you must have understood why do we need Bitcoin. So the next question arises in front of us: what are the ways of different ways how we can make money from this cryptocurrencies? What are the ways we can make money from this cryptocurrency? So there are many ways. If you have a lot of knowledge, we have a lot of new ways to make money from cryptocurrencies, but I will give example of only four ways that are most common and most popular for among all of us, because these are the most easiest way or the common way or the popular way to make money from crypto or Bitcoin. So the first activity, the first way to make money from cryptocurrency, or when Bitcoin was started, the first and the only way people understood that they can make money from Bitcoin was through mining, because mining is the process by which you generate new coins into the market. That is a complex procedure that occurs on a big mining project. You need to have a lot of big servers around you, and you have to have a lot of knowledge and a lot of energy being consumed. Then you are able to do this Bitcoin mining, and when you generate new coins, you get mining reward. So that is the first kind of income you get from mining Bitcoin. So soon many people started mining because they treated this like a game on to be played on internet. They treated it like a new game. They can solve complex mathematical puzzles over internet. When they come to Bitcoin software, they can download it from an open source, and now they can solve the problems to mine new Bitcoin to earn a mining reward. So at that time, mining reward was very high that people used to earn. Initial 4 years, they Bitcoin used to pay them 50 Bitcoin for every successful mining. So that is lot in value today. But at that time, the Bitcoin was very less in value. That is why nobody took it seriously. Soon, some people realized that this is and a new form of investment. They can put their money for future. They can invest it for future, because in future, due to its scarcity, due to its limited supply, it is going to go high. It is going to grow in value. So that is why second activity people started was investing and holding. Means that you invest in Bitcoin according to your investment appetite, and then you can hold it for a longer period of time, say for few years or few decades also. Then you realize that you have gained so much from this investment, and then you can sell this for a very high price. So this was another activity. After mining, people started holding for investing, just like they used to invest in property or real estate. Same way they started investing into Bitcoin. So when they invested, they need to have an account on an exchange, and soon these exchanges, they were offering them staking option for in their exchange, that if you want to hold it for a long period of time, why not put it on staking? Why not put it on staking? So we can hold your Bitcoin and we can lock it for a certain period of time, and we can use your asset for our own use, and in return we will pay you a staking rate of interest. So that was just like you put your money in a fixed deposit on in your bank, and you get a fixed amount of return. So this was third activity, but all these activities were so slow in process. They took lot of time, they took a lot of investment also, and they took lot of patience, and they gave people a little return over a long period of time. So people were searching what exactly they can do to earn a daily profit. They wanted to make money every day and every hour. Whenever they want, they can make money. So that started a new trend that was called trading, because we have been doing this trading business since the market started, since we know that mankind started to buy and sell things. So that was the first activity ever, that was the first kind of business ever. People were exchanging their goods and services for different form of currencies. Now they knew that this currency is itself in value. So these Bitcoin or these cryptocurrencies can be traded. And trading means trading means to buy low when the price is going down. You can buy when the price is low and wait for a short period of time, maybe for a few days or even for a few hours. Then when you see that the price has gone up by for a little percentage, then you can sell your asset, and that is called trading, that we all do in our Royal Q, and we all know how to trade. So these are the four different activities or ways to make money from cryptocurrencies, and that is why this is called the crypto quadrant. So whichever way you are following, you can do mining, you can do staking, or you can even don't you don't want to do anything, then you can put your investment for a long term holding. And the best way to make money is always trading, because that requires little investment and a shorter period of waiting, and even you can earn a trading profit every day or even every hour. So this is the most popular way. Trading is the most popular way to make money from cryptocurrency. So that is why we are all here to learn how to trade in Bitcoin, and what is the important events that happen in Bitcoin industry. So the most important event that we are going to talk now is about Bitcoin halving. What exactly is Bitcoin halving? Bitcoin halving refers to an important event when the reward for mining new Bitcoin, which was initially paid 50 Bitcoin to every miner, was cut to half after a certain period of time, a certain period of new coin generations. Then after that, it it is cut to half. So this exactly happens in so called period, that it is exactly comes to 4 years in every time, every after every next halving. So after every halving, the next halving is going to occur in 4 years. So in every 4 years, the reward for mining Bitcoin is cut to half. How it is cut to half, that you can study on this data. This is showing all the minings from the starting till the end of Bitcoin that are going to happen. And we are still very early, because we are here in this phase when we have just witnessed three different halvings. Only three halvings have been happened out of all these many more to come next halvings. So how it is how it is reducing the how it is reducing the mining reward in every halving. you can see before the first halving, the block reward was 50 Bitcoin. As I just told you, if you were if you were into mining at in the first initial 4 years of Bitcoin when it was launched in 2009, you could have earned a block reward or a mining reward for 50 Bitcoin. After the first halving happened, and it happened in 2012, the mining reward, which was 15, was now cut to half and it was reduced to 25 Bitcoin. You see here, it is 25 Bitcoin after the first halving. So after another 4 years, the second halving happened. The second halving happened in the year 2016. And again, the mining reward, which was initially 25 Bitcoin, was again cut to half and it was reduced to 12.5 Bitcoin. And we saw the last halving, which happened in 2020. That was the last halving we saw. And it was the third halving, which reduced the price of, reduced the mining reward from 12.5 to 6.25. So this is the current mining reward. If you if you if you have already started mining, and if you mine today, you can earn a 6.25 Bitcoin as a mining reward. So this is the current mining reward, but this is not going to last for another year, because already we are approaching the fourth halving, the next halving, which is going to happen in 2024. It is expected around April, month of April 2024. So you can now count the months. Even less than 1 year has been left, or almost 6 months have been left, 6 to 7 months. And then we will see that the next halving will reduce this reward from 6.25 Bitcoin to 3.125 Bitcoin. So this will continue to happen over the next few decades, and then we will see that all the Bitcoin has been mined by the year 2136. All the Bitcoin have been mined, and then the block reward will automatically will be reduced to zero. So that will be the end of mining Bitcoin. But Bitcoin will remain forever because it is scarce in value, in quantity. It has limited supply of 21 million Bitcoin. But as the demand and the users of Bitcoin and investors of Bitcoin are increasing day by day, it is going to take the price to a new height. So how it has happened, that you can I will just show you in a wonderful Bitcoin journey from the starting till today. So these are the rewards that initially was 50 Bitcoin, then it was reduced to 12.5 Bitcoin, and now we can have a 3.125 Bitcoin as a mining reward, and very soon it will be reduced even less than one full Bitcoin. So if you want to verify this, or if you want to have more information about this mining or the total supply of Bitcoin or any other thing that you want to know about Bitcoin, I will suggest to you that you can go on internet. You can go to Google and search for a wonderful website that is called coinmarketcap.com. So this is a screenshot taken from coinmarketcap.com that shows the Bitcoin statistics. And if you can and look closely, the total supply or the maximum supply. The maximum supply is here written that it is 21 million Bitcoin. It cannot exceed 21 million. And till today, the circulating supply that is already circulating in market, it is more than 19.5 million Bitcoins. So out of 21 million, 19.5 Bitcoin has already been mined, and remaining is left to be mined in next few decades. So this is how Bitcoin works, and this is the future of Bitcoin. As you can see, day by day, all the Bitcoin are going to be mined, and when all Bitcoin has already been mined, that is the supply in the next 116 years. This is another 116 years plan of Bitcoin. And if I tell you today, this is a little old data. This is little old data. Today, you can go to coinmarketcap.com, you will see that almost 93% of all the Bitcoin has all officially been mined, and only 7% or even less than 7% is remaining. So this is an official data. And now let us study about Bitcoin halving and the journey of Bitcoin. So let me take you to a wonderful chart that will blow your mind, because it has the power to open eyes and open your eyes and give you a vision of the future. This chart, if you look closely, if you learn how to read this, you can have the power to see the future. And it will give you a clear idea and a clear understanding that how Bitcoin has been performing from the day it started, and where is it going? Where is it taking us to a wonderful and a bright future? So as you can see here, let me help you to explain a very important points of these charts. So this is called Bitcoin stock to flow chart, which shows the journey of Bitcoin from the day it started. It started on 2009 in 2009, and where we are here now, we are here in 2023. So this has been the journey. These are the years that are increasing, and this is the price range, which is in multiple of 10, in multiple of 10. So let me explain a few important things about this wonderful chart. So how it started in the year 2009, and in initial years the only activity that I told you before was only mining. People were only interested in mining. They didn't knew that this can also be traded, and this can also be used for different activities. So all people knew that if they mine Bitcoin by solving complex mathematical quizzes on internet, they can earn a reward, and they treated that reward as a token, just like you earn rewards, and if you play some video games or internet games, you earn some tokens that you don't take serious, that usually people don't take seriously, but only the people who took it seriously are multi millionaires now. So this was the starting, and this era was called pioneers era, because only few people started mining in this era. So gradually people came to know that this is an asset that has value, and it can also be traded. Slowly people started to know about this. But in the very first few years, the price of one Bitcoin was even less than $1. For the first 3 years, it was less than $1 even. It was less than $1. So gradually, the price started to increase as the news spread among the world over internet, and lot of new people started to mine Bitcoin, and even few of them started trading. So now this took the price to a new all-time high, and this time and this was the first all-time high. This was the first all-time high. Why we call it all-time high? Because this is the this is the highest price of this era. This is the highest price that Bitcoin has touched in this first era. And this price, this time it was the price was around $10 per Bitcoin. So can you imagine, the highest price of Bitcoin in the first 4 years was $10 per Bitcoin. But still, it is very it was very good return on investment for those people who invested when it was less than $1 to it grew to $10 per Bitcoin. So this was the first all-time high. And as we all know, when price of any coin touches a new high, it has to come down again. It has to come down. So this time Bitcoin entered into bear market. The price was going down, but soon we approached the first ever halving. So you see these blue lines in the middle. These are the halving events that are occurring after every 4 years. The distance between every line is around 4 years. So you can see here the first halving happened in the year 2012. 2012 was the first year of halving, and immediately after this halving, the price which was going down, instantly it started to soar up. It started to surge up, and it created and touched a new all-time high. A new all-time high. This time it was around here in $1,000 per Bitcoin. From $10 to bit from $10 it has gone up to $1,000 per Bitcoin. The all-time high was created. A new all-time high was created, and this was incredible growth. So this created lot of news in the market. People now started to take it seriously. They started to invest in. They started to invest in this new form of asset that has shown an incredible growth. So this era we call today as a speculators era, because people were only treating it as a speculation. They just want to try their luck. They just want to wait for the next halving, which has shown them that this halving can bend the market from downtrend to uptrend. So again, this happened when market was going down. After the 4 years, the second halving happened. The second halving took the price again to a new height, and this time it was around $12,000 per Bitcoin. Can you imagine? It was $12,000 per Bitcoin from 1,000 or from $10 in value. Bitcoin has now grown up to $12,000 per Bitcoin. So this era is called a retail traders era. Why we call it retail traders? This is very important era, because in this era, lot of new shopkeepers, lot of small shop owners or small retailers around the market, they started to put a sign outside their shop that we accept Bitcoin. If you go if you go to any shop at that time, they have put a sign outside their shop that we now accept Bitcoin. That means you can buy anything from that shop, and instead of paying in your local currency, now you can pay in Bitcoin, because if you have Bitcoin, you can use it to to do shopping on these small retailers. So people who had accumulated Bitcoin by mining or trading in the previous era, they had thousands and thousands of Bitcoin. They started to use it as a form of money, as a new form of money in this era. This this in, instead this in fact created a new awareness in the market, because you can imagine, if you go outside today and you see every shop owner is showing a sign that we can accept Bitcoin, this can create a lot of new awareness. Even for those people who didn't knew about Bitcoin, they started to knew that this is another form of money that we can use, and we can trade it to buy our vegetables or bread or clothes or shoes or anything. So this era was very important to create new awareness, and the all-time high price in this era was $12,000 per Bitcoin. So this was the highest price, and soon after touching the all-time high, price started to fall down. But this time, people had experienced what they have experienced, that every time this halving happens, they had seen it two times before, that this halving is so powerful that it can take the price from a lowest price to a new highest price every time. To a lowest price From a lowest price to a new high every time. So they have seen this two or three times before. So this time they were waiting for this halving. Which was proposed to happen in 2020. So from the year 2020, from the year 2016, from the previous halving, people had been waiting for the next halving. So when they sold their Bitcoin at the highest price and the price started to come down, they were even preparing themselves for the next halving. Can you see here? Can you see here? This is this chart is showing that even 1 year before the halving is going to happen, the price has already started a pre-bull run. We call it a pre-bull run because it has started before 1 year of the next halving. So this time people were preparing for this next halving. Only those people who had a experience of the last 10 years, they had now learned that this is an incredible and an life changing opportunity. Whatever they invest in this time when the price was at the lowest will give them the highest return, even much higher than you can you cannot even compare it with any other form of investment, because people had seen this Bitcoin grow from less than $1 per Bitcoin to around $12,000 per Bitcoin. So they were expecting this halving, the next halving will took this price to even higher than $12,000. And did it happen? Did it happen? Yes. For those people who had witnessed this last halving, this was the last halving 3 years before. Bitcoin had the third halving, and this was in the year 2020. And soon after 1 year, in the year 2021, Bitcoin touched a new all-time high, and this time it was $69,000 per Bitcoin. Can you imagine? 69,000. This is still date the highest price of Bitcoin. This is still date the highest price of Bitcoin. So this has shown an incredible growth, and this has also shown us a pattern. Can you see the pattern now? If you look at this chart from a trader's or an investor's point of view, you will see a pattern here. You will see that if you connect all the dots here, this is clearly giving you an uptrend. Uptrend. What is the definition of uptrend? For those people who know some technical knowledge, we guide them that in order to identify an uptrend, you must look into the market, and if you see a higher high and a higher low, a higher low and a higher high in the market, the lowest point in the next era is still higher than the previous higher low. The previous low and the next low is higher than the previous low, and even the next high is still higher than the previous high. So this has been happening before and after every halving. We have seen that this chart is moving from higher low to higher high, then again to higher low, then again to higher high. So this has been the movement of the market. This has been the movement, and still, if we connect all the dots, either the lowest points or the highest point, you see a channel that is showing us a clear uptrend. This is a clear uptrend. And we also believe, we also can believe that the price, no matter how low the price goes, it cannot go below what it has started from. It cannot go below this. It cannot go below this, because this is going to increase. Why it is going to increase? Because of only and only this halving. This halving is not only limiting the mining reward to half. This halving is not even focused to limit the mining reward to half, but in fact, it is limiting the total supply of Bitcoin to 21 million Bitcoins. So this halving is intended and planned in such a way that every time this halving happens, it limits the total supply to 21 million. So every time this halving happens, the people who have little knowledge about Bitcoin, they now realize that this wonderful asset is scarce in quantity. We cannot have more than 21. The supply is limiting, and soon every person on this planet will be willing to buy at least one Bitcoin. But this cannot happen because you all know that population of world is in billions now, is in billions, maybe around 8 billions or more. But if everyone wants to have one Bitcoin at this time today, they they will require at least 8 billion Bitcoins. If every person says that I want to buy one Bitcoin for me or for my children, they will the total supply required should be 8 billion or more. But now we know that only 21 millions are available. So when demand is more than the supply, the price has to go up. This is the main reason behind this uptrend. So where it is going to go and form the next all-time high? How we can predict or calculate the next all-time high? That is the main focus of us today. So you have seen that every time this halving happens, the price of Bitcoin touches a new all-time high. First, first time it touched $10, then next time it touched $1,000. Third time it touched $12,000, and this time it has touched to $69,000. So is it going to end here, or is it going to continue? Because next halving is very near, very near. It is approaching us. Even less than 1 year has been left. It is going to happen in April 2024. So how many months are remaining? You can count yourself. Not even one full year is remaining. So what is going to happen? Anybody, even a newcomer, even a novice can tell by reading these figures on the chart. Even a new beginner can tell that by reading these figures on the chart, that every time this halving happens, it creates a new all-time high, and every time this new price is much and much higher than all the previous all-time highs. It is going to break all the previous records because it has already been doing this 4 times before. So next time it is going to be much higher than $69,000. This is the first learning of this chart that we all agree. Do you agree at this? That next all-time high, maybe it is created somewhere around here at this point, but it is going to be much higher than $69,000. This we cannot deny. It cannot be less than 69,000. It can be much higher than 69,000. What most of the experts say about this chart, they have drawn a trend line. Can you see this blue line, small thin blue line passing through? They have drawn, I have not drawn this. The big experts have drawn this, and they are predicting that this can be the next all-time high because it usually forms 1 year after the halving. So they had already predicted that 1 year after 2024 halving, that can be in 2025 or even before, they had predicted that this time the all-time high will be around here. If you can read this price, I will help you. It is more than $1 million in value. It is more than $1 million in value. So this is the next all-time high price that is predicted by most experts in the world who had been following this chart for the last 10 or 14 years. They say that it can go even beyond $1 million per Bitcoin. which is now available at $26,000 per Bitcoin. So this isn't it a great form of investment? Even if you start today and start accumulating Bitcoin and wait for the next all-time high, today the price which is available in the market is $26,000 or even less than $26,000. And we can clearly see that even after 1 year, the price is going to cross $1 million. Even some experts are even so bullish, they say that it can cross $5 million per Bitcoin in the coming 4 or 5 years. So I will show you what big experts are saying today. But nobody can give you a clear figure, an exact figure, what can be the next price of Bitcoin, the new all-time high. But in one way, if you look at this chart in another way, from a different angle, I can help you predict the price. What can be the lowest price of the next era? What can be the lowest price in the next era? I can help you predict. I cannot tell you the exact price of the exact highest price of the next era, but I can help you predict the lowest price. And if you know the lowest price, you can imagine what can be the highest price. How we are going to do it? Let us take, for example, this is the highest price of first era and this is the lowest price. Okay. This is the highest price of second era and this was the lowest price. This was the highest price of third era and this was the lowest price. This was the highest price of this era that we are living today and this was the lowest price. Can you see? These are the highs and these are the lows, right? Every era has a highest price and every era has the lowest price. Now let's look closer. Look closer. Look closer. The lowest price of this era, the lowest price of this era that we are talking right now was around $15,000. You can check on internet. It will be more than $15,000. And what was the highest price? Now I'm talking about the highest price of previous era. This highest price was around $12,000 per Bitcoin. What does this mean? That the lowest price of this era is still higher than the highest price of previous era. Was it a coincidence or did it happen before? Yes, again you can talk about the figures. The lowest price of previous era, I cannot tell you the exact price, but I can tell you one more thing, that the lowest price of the previous era was still higher than the highest price of the second era. The lowest price of third era was still higher than the highest price of second era. Again, you can look back. The lowest price of second era was still higher than the highest price of first era. Can you see this? So what does this mean to us? This is a clear indication. This is a clear indication that every era has a highest price and every era has a lowest price also. But no matter how low the market goes, no matter how bad the bear market goes, the lowest price of every era cannot go below the highest price of previous era. No matter what happens, the lowest price of this era cannot go below the highest price of previous era. So this has been happening 4 times before. So this is going to happen again. It is very clear. So what can be the lowest price of next era? Now you can have a clear answer. What can be the lowest price of next era? Because next era is going to start from 2024 April, and we will see a high price there, the highest price in the next era. In the next 4 years, the highest price will be there. And also we will see a bear market. And when we see a bear market in the next era, you will see that the lowest price of the next era will not go below what was the highest price of this era. And what was the highest price of this era? This was $69,000 per Bitcoin. This means that the lowest price is not below the $69,000 mark. It will be still higher than 69,000. Can you imagine now? The lowest price of next era, no matter how bad the market goes, it will still be higher than 69,000. So if 69,000, if we consider today is the lowest price of next era, what can be the highest price of next era? That is now up to your imagination. I hope you can understand this chart very well now, for especially for those people who are attending this for the first time. So this chart is so important to predict the highest price and even the lowest price of next era, which we can calculate today or predict today and start today to take the action which is most important. So what is the most important action that you can take today, learning this knowledge which we just shared in this session? What is the most important thing you have to do and start today? What is the most important action that you can take today to prepare yourself for the next halving? What is the most important? Let me help you a little bit more. Let me help you. So we now learn that this is the power of halving. What is the power of halving? That it can take the price from here to here soon after the halving happens. Again, this happens second time. The price after this halving went from here to here. Again, in the third halving, we saw the price went from here to here. So we see that this is the power of halving. So when it's the best time to start accumulating Bitcoin? When is the best time to start to accumulate Bitcoin? When the price is at the lowest. And when is the price to the lowest? Just 1 year before the halving. Just 1 year before the first halving, price was at the lowest and it took to a new all-time high. So this was the first opportunity that we all missed. Second time it occurred again. Again, it gave us the second opportunity to buy Bitcoin when it was at the lowest before 1 year before the halving. Did you took advantage of this opportunity, or did you miss this second time also? You can answer yourself. Did you missed it or did you took it? And it was again shared with all of us third time also. Third before 1 year before the third halving, it again gave us this opportunity that we can buy Bitcoin at the lowest price and sell it at the highest price. It has presented us this opportunity not one, not two, but 3 times before. But if you miss this 3 times before, this is the last time you're not going to miss it. You will not want to miss it this time, because we are exactly 1 year before the next halving. Even less than 1 year is left, because we have been asking you, we have been telling you this thing for the last 6 months, that this is the perfect time to buy Bitcoin, because it is at the lowest point 1 year before, like it was 3 times before the previous 3 halvings. So the next halving is around the corner and we are even less than 1 year before. This is the best time to buy Bitcoin. Why? Because this is the most important decision of your life that has the power and potential to change your future. You can even change your generations of future. So what is the most important action that can you take today to buy and hold Bitcoin till it reaches a new all-time high. A new all-time high is created. Then you can sell it for the maximum return on investment. So buy when it is low and hold it for another 1 year till it reaches the new all-time high. This is the most important action that you can take today. But lot of us don't have a big investment and they don't want to invest today all their money into Bitcoin. Maybe you have a small investment. So we have a wonderful tool called Royal Q. We have a wonderful tool called Royal Q that can help you start with a small investment and even multiply your investment with a small investment. Start today, start today, and start accumulating. Instead of buying all the all the Bitcoin with all your wealth, start with a small investment. Use Royal Q to start accumulating because Royal Q has a wonderful strategy for you that is waiting for you to start accumulating. That we will discuss in the next part of the session. So this is the most smart way to start today with us. Even if you have a small capital, you can start and start accumulating for another 1 year. So another 1 year, you can even multiply your investment, your multiply your capital every time using Royal Q and make it turn it into a huge capital and prepare yourself because you have missed it 3 times before. So for God's sake, don't miss this time because God is going to ask you one day that you were 1 year, you were aware of this knowledge 1 year before the halving happened. Why didn't you took advantage? Why didn't you take action? Because as now we regret that we should have taken action 3 times before, but we didn't had this knowledge before. But now you cannot say that I don't have knowledge about this. You have the knowledge, you have the way, you have the strategy, and you have the tool for you. Only you have to take the action. So this time Bitcoin bull run is going to be massive. I must tell you this again and again, because this time the bull run is not going to be the same as it happened 3 times before. This time it is going to be massive. Why I'm saying it is going to be different and much powerful than before? Because a lot of new things are happening in the market. A lot of new things are happening in the market. Let me let me give you a glimpse of what is going to happen very soon. So next halving, as we discussed today, is approaching us in April 2024, most probably April 16th, 2024. So you can count your days from starting from today. And another thing that you must understand about Bitcoin is a Bitcoin 4-year cycle. This is called a 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. Sorry, let me open again. Yeah. So this is called a 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. Why we call it 4-year cycle? If you look closely, Bitcoin has been showing us a clear trend. It is showing us a clear trend that after 1 year of down market, we see 3 years of up market. Every 3 years of up market are followed by 1 year of down market, and every 1 year of down market is followed by 3 years of up market. It has been repeating itself. It has been repeating itself. You can look here. 1 year of down market is followed by 3 years of up market. 1 year of down market and what is going to happen in next 3 years, that even a child can say now, even a child can answer that 3 years are going to be up market. So if you had survived 1 year of down market last year, which was 2022, if you had survived 1 year of down market, this is going to be your reward, that you will soon have the advantage of 3 years of up market. You will soon have 3 years of up market, and it has already started gaining the momentum. Okay. So this is a 4-year cycle. This is a 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. And at what time you enter, it depends on your timing, what time you enter into Bitcoin. But you can see that what is coming in the future. So when is the best time to buy Bitcoin? When all these factors are in your favor. When all these factors are on your favor, that is the best time to buy Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin adoption is low, and still it is very low, not even 5% of the world's population is invested into Bitcoin. Not even 5%. And when Bitcoin price is low, is it low today, or was it the best time when it has touched a new all-time high of $69,000? We have this opportunity now that we can buy when Bitcoin has fallen from 69 to $25,000 today. This is the best time. This is the best time. And even major updates are happening that I will share very soon. And we are just few months before the next halving. So if you keep waiting, if you keep thinking, the price is going to touch again the previous all-time high and even cross it further. And let me now give you a comparison of different options that you could have invested your capital in 12 years ago. If you had invested $10,000 12 years ago in any of these companies, these are the best performing companies around the world. You can yourself see your $10,000 would have given you this and this kind of return on investment. This is the value if you had invested 12 years ago, and with a $10,000, the highest return would have been by Tesla, that is $720,000. $720,000. So this is the estimated return on your $10,000 investment in last 12 years. But the same $10,000, if you had invested in Bitcoin, which is the best performing asset of the last decade, this $10,000 could have become $653 million by now. So can you compare it even with any of these companies? Can you even compare it? This is beyond comparison. So this is why we always believe in Bitcoin, because it has been the best performing asset. And even if you start today with a small investment, Bitcoin offers you an opportunity that you don't have to buy even one full Bitcoin with whatever the price is today. You have this opportunity that you can even buy 100 millionth part of Bitcoin. Because of Bitcoin, as you see here, one Bitcoin can be divided or broken down into 100 million small pieces. So this is the smallest unit of Bitcoin, that is called Satoshi. You must also know this, that one Satoshi is the lowest or the minimum or the smallest unit you can buy. And when you combine 100 million Satoshi, then you have one full Bitcoin. So it is up to you, it is up to your investment, your potential, how much Bitcoin or how much part of Bitcoin you want to start with today. I can only guide you how you can start and what is the best way and the best strategy to start accumulating Bitcoin. Because even less than 5% of the global population today is invested in crypto. And still we see that this has become even more than $1 trillion industry. As Mr. Julius just shared in the beginning, Bitcoin has given 110 million of no 110 trillion dollars uh, of investment in the last 10 years. This was how powerful, this is how powerful Bitcoin is. So what, let me share with you before I take you to the next part of the session, what are the different experts around the world predicting about Bitcoin. This is Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, a well-known figure in crypto industry. He says that crypto users will reach 2 to 3 billion in the next 10 years. 2 to 3 billion will be the size of users of Bitcoin or crypto in the next 10 years. He's Michael Saylor, the CEO of the world famous CEO of MicroStrategy. He is famous to be the biggest investor in Bitcoin. He's famous that he has the largest quantity of Bitcoin that a single person can hold. So he believes in the power of Bitcoin, and he says that Bitcoin industry will grow 100 times in the next decade. Wait for the next decade, this industry will going to grow 100x. And why he's so confident about it? Because he can see the future. Even you can see the future now. Because he sees that a lot of big institutions are coming into Bitcoin and they have started adopting Bitcoin, and more funds are coming to Bitcoin. Let me share some of them. What are the new updates that are happening in Bitcoin? BlackRock. If you don't know BlackRock, search on Google what is BlackRock. BlackRock is even bigger than all the countries, all the countries' annual GDP. Only two countries in the world. I will share this fact very soon. Only two countries in the world has greater GDP than BlackRock. That is US and China. Apart from these two countries, no other country has bigger GDP than what is the turnover of this BlackRock. BlackRock is the world's biggest asset management firm. So this BlackRock has already filed for Bitcoin ETF. So can you imagine when BlackRock enters into Bitcoin and he wants to trade his funds on Bitcoin ETF, what is going to happen? This has never happened before. This is why we see that this Bitcoin halving and this bull run, which is going to start very soon, is going to be super massive. Following BlackRock, many big investment firms and asset management firms have already filed for Bitcoin ETF. Even Fidelity it's the second largest firm in the world, and also Valkyrie and Invesco, they have already filed for Bitcoin ETF. So if you just total these four out of hundreds of firms that are interested to buy and invest their funds into Bitcoin ETF, if you just total add up these four firms, which are the biggest firms in the world, you will see that their turnover is much higher than the total size of Bitcoin market cap. Even if these four firms have their application for ETF is approved, what can happen if these four big investment firms they only decide to invest their 4%? Can you imagine just 4% of their turnover, of their of their total value into Bitcoin? They will end up buying every single Bitcoin in the world. They have this power to acquire each and every Bitcoin in the world. So this is why we see that Bitcoin is going to go to a very, very new all-time high. And this time it can be even beyond our imagination, because $27 trillion are coming to Bitcoin. $27 trillion. Because Bitcoin is still an industry of $580 billion, not even half a trillion. It is still $580 billion industry, and $27 trillion are coming to Bitcoin. So you can imagine what can be the future of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, $9 trillion from BlackRock CEO firm predicts that cryptocurrencies will surpass the traditional currencies worldwide. Let me share a few of statements and then I will take you to the next part of the session. Bitcoin could pass $200,000 as institutions like BlackRock are moving in. This is a statement by Fundstrat. They say that Bitcoin price could pass $200,000. What is available to you at $26,000 or below can be your $200,000 asset. Standard Chartered Bank, it is one of the most prestigious bank in the world. They have already made this statement that they predict that Bitcoin price by the year 2024, that is 6 months from now, even 4 months from now, by the year 2024, Bitcoin price can touch $120,000. What is available to you at $26,000 today can become $120,000 asset. Bitcoin can hit 10 trillion market cap, says investor Dan Tapiero. He's Tim Draper. He's a billionaire in Bitcoin. He's one of the biggest investor in Bitcoin. He predicts that Bitcoin by the year 2025 can hit $250,000 price. So who doesn't knows him? He's one of the most popular author of all time. He's Rich Dad Poor Dad author Robert Kiyosaki. Thousands and millions of people follow him around the world. He says that US dollar is going to die soon because Bitcoin is going to take over, and Bitcoin can touch $120,000 even next year. He also predicts that by the year 2025, Bitcoin will be at $500,000. So when are you going to start? That is your decision. But the best time to buy Bitcoin and start accumulating is now, because the later you the more you delay this, the more you are going to lose. You're not going to lose the opportunity, but you are going to lose the potential of the opportunity. So she's Kathy Woods. Kathy Woods is a big investor and a big expert in Bitcoin. She predicts by the year 2030, she predicts two cases of Bitcoin, the bullish case and even the bearish case. She says that Bitcoin bullish case can be $1.4 million per Bitcoin. And even if the price falls down in bear market, the bearish case cannot go below $258,000 per Bitcoin. So this can be your next lowest price by the year 2030. So now, if you want to buy at $25,000 or when you want to buy it when it is more than $258,000, it is up to you and when you want to start, because Bitcoin is growing faster, even much faster than every bank and every financial company in the history of world. So these were the few facts that I wanted to share in the first part of today's session. That is just to open your knowledge and open your mind about why this Bitcoin halving is so important, that we don't want to lose this opportunity. And the best time to start today is today, that we can start accumulating and prepare ourselves for this wonderful event that is approaching us in very few months. So only 6 or 7 months are remaining. What you missed 3 times before is again going to happen very soon. If you miss this time, you are going to regret for the rest of your life. I don't want any one of you to regret again, and I want you, all of you, to take the best action that you can take today, and that is to start accumulating and preparing for the Bitcoin halving in the 2024 April. So are you ready, or are you just thinking? If you are ready, just type ready, and I am going to take you to the next part of session and explain to you what can be your best strategy to start accumulating using this wonderful tool called Royal Q. I will give you a very wonderful strategy. But before that, I want to see how many of you are excited to know that strategy. If you are excited, just type ready, or just type excited. If you are ready, type ready. If you are excited, type excited. And if you are just thinking about it, if you are just thinking that this is my last call to all of you, because the more you take time in thinking, the less benefit you will take. And the earlier you start, the more, the greater will be your benefit. So let me see how many of you are ready to start and how many of you are still going to think for the next 6 months. Because only the action takers are the money makers that we all know in crypto ambassadors. So I can see each and every one of you has typed ready and excited. So let me take you to the next part of today's session, where I will discuss what are the different strategies we can use in Royal Q and start accumulating today on an auto mode, on fully automated mode. You don't have to sit all day in the market. You don't have to spend a lot of time, but you have just to start it and put it on auto mode. So let us go now to Royal Q, and let me show you a new way to trade in Royal Q. Because all of you, I believe, who are present today in this session, they are already using Royal Q for their trading, and they are, most of you are trading on the signals that we are sending, and these signals are giving you best profits every day. So I believe you already know one way to trade, and that is in USDT market. What are the different ways we can use Royal Q with? That is now you are going to learn. Because out of 3 ways to trade in Royal Q, we are just using one way to trade, that is USDT market. But I will now explain to you what is the second way to trade, because we all want to accumulate whatever we love. We all want to accumulate whatever we love. If you love USDT, you will trade in USDT market and accumulate as much USDT as you can. How do we accumulate? Because we trade in USDT market with any of these coins that you see below. This is the USDT market. This is the USDT market, and all these coins help you to accumulate USDT. Because once you complete the trade, you earn a profit, and your profit is in form of what? Your profit is in form of USDT. So the more the profit you make, the more USDT you are accumulating. Do you agree with this? You are accumulating USDT in the USDT market. But now we will learn a second way to trade, another way. This will continue. Don't stop USDT. Don't stop trading on USDT signals. Along with this one way to trade, we must also start a second way to trade when we can have a profit in form of BTC also. How we can earn BTC as profit? Because we have now three different markets in Royal Q. So whichever market you trade in, that is the way you are accumulating that cryptocurrencies. If you want to accumulate USDT, go to USDT market. But now what you want to do, we want to accumulate BTC because it is the highest performing asset. So what we do in order to accumulate BTC, we trade in BTC market. And when we come here, these are the trading pairs that we see, almost 6 of them. And each pair has a base currency that is not USDT now, that is now BTC. You see here, there is no requirement of USDT. You only require BTC as a base currency, and then you can start your trade with any of these pairs. If any of these pairs, say for example, you want to start with XRP, and you want to trade with BTC. So this is your base currency, and this is your trading coin, which you are trading with BTC. So first thing you must have with you is your capital. Your capital will be in form of BTC only. USDT will not serve you here. You have to start with a capital in form of BTC. And what Royal Q will do, it will wait for XRP to come down, and then it will go and buy XRP for you. Again it falls down, it will go again and buy more XRP. Again it falls down, it will buy and more and more of XRP. It is paying your BTC and converting your BTC into XRP. So why we are converting XRP, our BTC to XRP? Because we want to take advantage of the uptrend. When XRP price goes up and it comes to profit, it hits the trigger price. What Royal Q will do, just like it sells in USDT market, it will also sell it and give back our BTC. And not only it will give back our BTC, it will also give a profit along with our capital, and that profit will be also in form of BTC. So what we are doing by trading this buying and selling on a cycle mode, if we put it on a cycle mode, every time XRP goes down, it will buy. Every time XRP goes up, it will sell, and it will keep on giving us profit and profit, and that profit will add into our capital. And now we have capital plus profit. That means more and more of BTC. This is the way you can accumulate Bitcoin with using Royal Q Bitcoin markets and this trading. Because every time you make a profit, you are increasing your Bitcoin quantity because you are earning in form of Bitcoin. So this is how this market works, and it helps you to accumulate starting with a small capital. Even you can start with small capital and keep this trade running for next 1 year or maybe 2 years till Bitcoin reaches the all-time high, the new all-time high. Then you will have accumulated a lot of new Bitcoins. So how you are going to design the strategy according to your capital? I will give you three different options to accumulate. So let us take any of these trading pairs. For example, let me take LTC for starting. So when you come to LTC oblique BTC, you want to create, and you want to create using martingale strategy bot. Then you want to create your own strategy, that is next. And then you want to create the trade settings. You want to give the trade settings. So go to the trade settings page and click on manually create in the top side. So this is where you give your trade settings. And these are the trade settings that you have to take what you want to give according to your capital. So when you come to this page, Royal Q itself provides you a default setting. This is the default setting that I have not changed anything here. And it may appear like similar to USDT market, but little things are different here. First thing you notice here is the first buy in amount. So here we see that the first buy in amount is in BTC, but it is very small amount that we can start with, that is as low as 0.0002 BTC. So first thing you can start taking notes now. If you haven't taken notes, you can take out your pen and paper. So this is the first buy in amount that is recommended. What is the minimum first buy in amount here? It is 0.0002. Okay. If you convert it into USDT, you will find that it can be around 3 to 4 USDT only. So it is much cheaper to start a trade than in a USDT market where you require at least 12 USDT. That is the minimum. Now you can trade even with 3 to 4 USDT, and your first buy in amount is 0.002 BTC. Okay. All the things you can keep them as it is. You don't need to change anything here. The margin call limit is 7. That is good. Don't go below this. Try to add more, but don't go below this. Okay. This should be your minimum first buy. This should be your minimum margin call limit, because you want to trade and for a long period of time, and in order to trade for a long period of time, you must cover at least a good amount of market drop, a good drop in the market percentage. So that I will show you in the next session, in the next part of the session. So let us learn now. You don't need to change anything here. This will remain the same. Even the take profit is 1.3%. That is good. And the callback is 0.3. The buy-in callback is 0.5. All things remain same here. Even you don't have to change it to one shot, because we are going to trade it for cycle. Because we are going to trade it for at least 1 year. That is our focus. So we don't want every time, every day we don't want to come here again and again and start the trade. Put it on cycle, let it run for full 1 year. So nothing needs to be changed here. Only focus you have to keep here is margin configuration. So let's go to the next part, next page, where we see that all the 7 margin calls are showing here. These are the 7 margin calls, and this page has two sides of the margin configuration. You see here, the margin configuration is divided into two parts. This is the left side of the page, and this is the right side of the page. Towards the left side, we have margin call drop, and towards the right side, we have multiple buy-in ratio. What is the difference here? Here you are deciding how much risk you want to cover. So this is exactly your risk management part. And here you are managing your capital. So how much capital you have, that you have to distribute here in these different 7 calls according to your total capital. So let us start from the first part, that is the left side of the page. The left side of the page, where we have to give the margin call drop. Okay, where we have to give the margin call drop. And the first thing you see here, when you come here, you may see something different here. And I have changed some things like first 4 margin calls I have changed. Okay, so when you come here for the very first time, you will see 3.5 here, or maybe 4 here, or 4.2 here, or maybe 5 here, or something like that. So that is the default setting Royal Q gives you. you are free to use the default setting without changing anything. Because if you want to cover a good drop in the market, what you can do, just add up all these percentages, and that will give you a total margin call drop. That is the total market drop you want to cover, because we don't want to go into a big floating loss, and we don't want our trades to be stuck at any point of time. So in order to keep the trade running for a full 1 year, what should be your focus? Your focus should be to cover at least what you expect can be the biggest market drop in the market. So how much can you imagine, or how much can you predict can be the maximum market drop in the market? Since the last 1 year, we have seen that Bitcoin has already gone down by 60 to 70%. So what can be the even more, how much Bitcoin can go down in the market? Some people believe that it can be 30%. Some even say that it cannot go beyond 20%. Some people say it can go 40%. And some people don't want to be take any risk. They say that we should at least cover for 50% of market drop. So if you take the default set that is available like these figures here, if you add up all these figures, it will give you a figure of 47% market drop. All these figures which are available here will add up to 47% of market drop. It is up to you. What I advise to you is to take a margin total market drop ranging anywhere between 30% to 50%. That then you will be in a safe zone. You cannot risk your trade to go into big floating loss. So you must cover at least minimum of 30%, or maximum you can cover up to 50%. So it is up to you what you want to cover. You can cover at least 30% or 40% or maybe 47% or even 50%. That is up to you. What I have done here is I have taken the 30% market drop. It is up to you wherever you want to hold your market call drop. Okay. So what I have done, I have changed the first four margin calls, and gave it a 6% market drop. In the first four margin call drops, I have taken 6%, and in the next three, fifth, sixth, and seven, I haven't changed anything, and it is as default settings, and that is a total of 24%. So that means I have taken total of 30% market call drop. It is my decision. I am not asking you to follow me. This is not a financial advice, but this is my opinion. Okay. So you can go from anywhere from 30 to 50% or anywhere in between. I hope this is clear. So if you add more margin calls in the future, suppose you add 8 margin calls or 10 margin calls, then you can increase the market drop in the future also, right? So that is another thing. So next thing we want to focus is the most important part, where we allocate our capital. So how much capital do you have? That is up to you. How much capital you require? That is up to you. How much capital you want to use in Bitcoin accumulation? That you have to decide. But I can give you three different strategies of three different ways to allocate your capital. So I will give you top three strategies. These are the best of the best, and the best one, which is number one strategy in the world. The number one strategy, that is the best one, is called double up. Double up. And it is so so powerful. It is so good that even Royal Q itself recommends you. When you come to this page, you will see that these figures are already in sync with double up strategy. You don't need to change anything here. You don't need to change anything. Just follow what Royal Q advises you. And if you look closely, these are the double up strategy. Why we call double up? Because every next time you are buying double of what you bought before. So if you bought 2 times in the first call, next call you will take 4 times and then 8 times and 16 times and then double of what you bought before. So this is called double up, and this is the best one, number one strategy. And how much capital is required, that we can calculate. How to calculate? Just add up all these times together, all the times together, just add all of them. Then you will get a total of how many times you are going to buy. So, but first, what is this times means? What is this times meaning? This is the times of your first buy that you are going to buy here. First buy, that means 2 times your first buy you are going to buy here. 4 times of your first buy you are going to buy here, and so on. So what was the first buy? I will ask you very soon. Just just be prepared to answer me. What was the first buy that I just showed you before? I showed you in the first page of this session. Okay. So how do we calculate? Just add up all these figures. So let us now go to our calculator and add up the 7 margin calls. So if first call was 2 times, then double of 2, that is 4 times, double of 4, that is 8 times, double of 8, that is 16, then 32, then 64. Then what is double of 64? That is 128. How many calls have we taken? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, these are the 7 margin calls, and the total comes to 252. But remember, we already bought first buy before we bought the first margin call. So always remember to add 1 in the last. That is the first buy. And this is the total, actual total we are going to buy. This is not our capital. Remember, this is times we are buying of our first buy. And what was the first buy? Who is the first to answer? Let me ask you. Who's going to answer in the chat? What was our first buy? What was our first buy? Anybody? Anybody remembers? Only people who are attentive, they are going to answer me. What was the first buy in BTC market? Let me check the comments now. What was the first buy? What was the first buy? Anybody? What is the first buy in in BTC market? Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I see a lot of people are attentive, and all of you have the right answer, except one or two, except one or two, and you can check the comments of others. The right answer is 0.0002 BTC, right? Wonderful. You all are very wonderful audience. So let us go back to our, okay, let me share first. You all are right. Everyone who's given the answer 0.0002 is right. That is our first buy, and that shows that how serious all of you are. So this was the times we are buying, and in order to calculate our capital, what we need to do, multiply this with our first buy, and as you all told, the first buy is 0. How much? 0002 BTC. So this is our capital. Actually, this is our capital, but this is in form of BTC. So if you want to start double up trade, double up strategy using 7 margin calls, this is your capital in form of BTC that you need. Okay. Whatever the value of BTC is, it doesn't matter. The price, the current price may be more than 26,000 right now, or maybe less than 26,000 right now. But I will take, for example, let us take $26,000 as our current price. So you will require a capital in form of USDT, that is around 1,326 USDT. So this is your trading capital, 1,326 USDT, and this is actually your capital in form of BTC. If this is your current price, just multiply your total required BTC with the current price that you get in the market, and it will come to around 1,300 USDT. I hope this is clear. Now let's proceed further and go to our second strategy. Because why do we need different strategies? Because we understood that the best strategy requires 1,300 of USDT, but some people may say that I have less than $1,000. If you have less than $1,000, you can choose the second best strategy, that is called Fibonacci. How it works? Fibonacci means you can choose to use Fibonacci if you have less than $1,000. How it works? The first call will be 2 times again, but the second call will be 3 times. So the what will be the third call? The third call will be 5 times. How I got 5 here? Because after 3 we have 4. How we got 5 here? Because I just added up the last 2 margin calls. 2 plus 3, that is 5. So what will come here? A total of last 2 margin calls. 3 plus 5, that is 8 here. Again, total last 2 margin calls. 5 plus 8, that is 13 here. 30. Again, 8 plus 13, and that is your next call. So this is how you design your strategy in Fibonacci. If you have less than $1,000, let us trade with Fibonacci and let us add up all the margin calls, the 7 margin calls. That will be 2 plus 3, then 5, and total of last 2 margin calls. Remember, 5 plus 3 is 8. What is 8 plus 5? 8 plus 5 is 13. What is 13 plus 8? 13 plus 8 is 21. What is 21 plus 13? The last total of last 2 margin calls. 21 plus 13 is 34. So these are the 7 margin calls. But what we will do here, we will add one more margin call, because remember, we can increase the margin calls, but we cannot decrease below 7. So let's add one more margin calls. That will be 34 plus 21. That will be 55. 34 plus 21, that will be 55, and the total comes to 141. 141 times, but don't forget again to add 1 in the last. That will be your first buy, and this is the total time you are buying of what? Of your first buy, that was 0.0002. So you require a capital of 0.0284 BTC. Remember, this is in form of BTC. If you want to know what is the value I require in USDT, just multiply it whatever the current price you are getting right now. So say, for example, 26,000 is the current price. You require a capital of 740 USDT, almost 740 USDT. So this is the second option. Only for those people who have less than $1,300 in USD account. So if you have around, how much did we count? 740. We calculated 740 USDT is required, almost half of what we did before. 740 is the new trading capital. If you have around 7 or 800 USDT, To start with, you can use Fibonacci. If you have more than $1,300, you can choose double up. But someone may say that I have even less than $500. I cannot afford Fibonacci. I cannot afford double up. What you can do, you can choose the third best strategy, that is called plus one. Plus one is the third strategy. But remember, this is number one. This is number two. This is number one. This is number two. And this is number three. Why we call it? Because this is good. This is still good, not a bad. I'm not going to give you a bad strategy. This is good strategy, that is plus one, but what is better is Fibonacci. It is better than the plus one. But if Fibonacci is better, double up is still the best. It is still the best. So always focus on the quality of strategy. Don't focus on what is the capital required. Focus on the quality. What you can afford should be the best one. So if you have less than $500, choose to trade with plus one. Plus one, as its name says, is just like adding up one more time. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, and so on. So let's go and add again the 8 margin calls, but this time I'm going to add 10 margin calls. I will open 10 margin calls. So just start adding and adding one more every time you are adding one more. Every time you are adding one more. 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11. Remember, we are trading with 10 margin calls now. In double up, you trade with 7 margin calls. In Fibonacci, you increase to 8 margin calls. Now you are increased to 10 margin calls. It is up to your capital how many calls you can add. If you have even more capital, you can add even 11 margin calls. If you have less capital, you can trade with 8 margin calls or even 7 margin calls. So what I am giving is just an example that if you open 10 margin calls, you will require 65 times plus 1, that is first buy. So total you will require 66 times of what? Of your first buy. That was 0.0002. So this is your total capital required if you are trading in BTC market. And if this is the price of BTC today, you will require 343 only. This is the least amount of capital you can start with. If you have $300, just remove one more margin call. If you have around $300, instead of 10, just add 9 margin calls. Then you are good to go with $300. Okay. So I gave you 3 different examples, 3 different options. Let us learn again. The double up strategy, which we saw that is requiring 1,300 USDT. This is the number one. Number two, we calculated Fibonacci, which requires 740 USDT. And number three that we just did was plus one. It requires around 350 USDT. So it is up to your capital. Which strategy do you want to use? But again and again, I keep on telling you, don't compromise on the strategy. Only compromise on your capital. Suppose you have 700 or 800 capital, use this one. Don't try to use 2 coins. Don't try to give 2 coins this plus one strategy with 350 USDT each. Don't reduce your strategy. Don't compromise your strategy if you can afford a better strategy, because remember, this will not work as good as this one, and this will not work as good as this one. The best one is double up, which is the best one. So always try to upgrade your strategy. Suppose you are starting with $400 or $300. Start with plus one. over the period of time, when you accumulate at least 700 or 750 USDT in BTC format, then you can start with Fibonacci. Upgrade your strategy to Fibonacci. Once you have accumulated this much amount of capital, then upgrade again to double up. Try to upgrade, don't try to add more coins using a poor strategy, because that poor strategy will give you poor results. Best strategy will give you best results. Rest is your to decide. I just gave you 3 different examples starting from $300, $300 to $1,300. Wherever you want to start, it is up to you. If someone says I have less than $300, just trade with 7 margin calls using +1. I hope you will be able to calculate yourself now. That will require around $200 to $300, anywhere between $200 to $300. Choose +1 and trade with 7 margin calls, because I just calculated with 10 margin calls here. Okay, 10 margin calls here and 8 margin calls in Fibonacci and 7 margin calls in double up. So this is how you design different strategies. Let us go back and save this. When you save this, you return to this page again. And before you start the hit button, you hit the start button here. Before you hit the start button here, there is one last step that you don't want to miss, because remember, we are going to not even multiply our asset. We are not even going to multiply our asset using Royal Q Bitcoin trading market, but also we will be able to compound our small capital into a huge capital, small to huge capital. How we are going to compound? That is the last step. You don't want to miss. Come here on strategy mode and click on this button. By default, it will show like this in whole warehouse mode. Change it to sub-bin mode. That is the middle one. Why middle one? Because this option will help you to compound your BTC. All the 3 different options are meant for different purposes. If you want to trade on signals using 4 margin calls only, trade on whole warehouse mode. If you want to trade on in USDT market, with more than 4 margin calls, this should be your option, the last one. But if you want to trade on BTC market with more than 4 margin calls, this should be your strategy, because this will help you to compound your profit and capital. How it is going to help you compound? Because this sub-bin mode, by using this sub-bin mode, you are asking robot to don't give me profit in my account, but instead use that profit inside the same trade. It is just like reinvesting. Whatever you earn in profit, you are reinvesting in the same trade again and again and again every time you make a profit. So every time you make a profit, you end up having a bigger capital, big capital. So this is going to compound your capital into a huge capital. If you keep on using sub-bin mode for another 1 year or even more, every time you are making profit, you are adding it up back to the same capital. So every time you are increasing your BTC capital. So this will be most effective if you use this strategy mode to compound your BTC. And you can start with small capital as low as $300, or whatever your capital amount you can choose to among the 3 different strategies I gave. And last, click on start button and hit the start. Then you are good to go. Just start the start button and then the trade will start, and keep on Royal Q will keep on trading on cycle mode for full 1 year at least. When even then, when you want to start, when you want to stop the trade, when you have seen that Bitcoin has touched the all-time high, the new all-time high, that is the time you want to stop the trade. So if someone is thinking which coin to start, all the coins are good here because we see that only 6 coins Royal Q has chosen for us. So it has selected from 90 coins to and given us the best of the best. That is limited choice of 6 coins. So you can choose any one of them. It doesn't matter which is showing red here or green here, because this is just today's data. Because remember, we are going to trade for at least 1 year. So it doesn't matter which is going up or which is going low. In the long term, all will give you good profit. So this is how you accumulate Bitcoin using Royal Q. Even you can start with small capital of $300 or whatever you have to invest, then you are good. I hope you found this session quite informative and useful for you. If you have any questions now, you are free to ask. If you have any question, I will wait for a few minutes now and try to answer all of your queries. But I hope you have attended the full session, and even if those who have missed a little part of the session, this session is going live on YouTube, and this will be uploaded on Crypto Ambassadors channel. You can go and subscribe Crypto Ambassadors on YouTube, and you can watch it again and again, and even share this video to your teams and even your prospects, your friends that you want to invite to join you in Royal Q and have this wonderful knowledge about Bitcoin halving. So now let me answer some of your questions. So yes, very wonderful question by someone. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but your question is very interesting. Someone is asking, so the halving only applies to Bitcoin, but not USDT. See, USDT is a stable coin. First of all, you must understand the value of USDT is equivalent to $1. So it will remain equivalent to $1. If the price of dollar is increasing, it will go high. If the price of dollar is decreasing, it will go low, but it will not go parabolic like Bitcoin or other altcoins. And the second part of the answer is like you are preparing for halving, which happens in Bitcoin, which is happening in Bitcoin, but the effect of this halving, the effect is seen on all the different altcoins, even all the crypto markets. It has a powerful effect. Why? Because Bitcoin has the greatest dominance in the market. You must not forget that Bitcoin dominance is more than 48%. So that means it has the biggest dominance in the industry. What does dominance means? That if Bitcoin price goes up, all the crypto market, all the different altcoins, they follow Bitcoin. All the market goes up. When Bitcoin falls down, the price of Bitcoin falls down, all the market price are affected. So when we talk about dominance, we see that Bitcoin halving has a powerful effect on the price of Bitcoin. It can start a new bull run, and it can take the price to a new all-time high. So when price of Bitcoin is surging high and the bull run has started, all the coins will surge high. Even if Bitcoin has shown you 10% of change of rise in price, even you can expect other altcoins which are affected by Bitcoin, they will show you more than 10% of price increase. Even some will give you 20 or 30% of market uh, called increase in price, right? So this is the greatest event in the Bitcoin, in the all the cryptocurrency industry, that has so powerful effect that it can affect all the prices of the coins. Okay, can I trade on with both BTC and USDT on Royal Cube, but different coins? Uh, yes, you can trade both in even in three markets that are available. We have three markets I just showed you, that we have USDT market, we have BTC market, and we also have an Ethereum market. But one thing you must be sure, that you cannot trade on one coin in more than one market. Suppose you are trading in BTC market, that means you are trading with BTC and whatever is the second coin. So you cannot trade on both these coins. Suppose you are trading LTC and BTC in BTC market, so you cannot open a trade in USDT market with BTC, or even with US, or even with LTC. So these two coins will be blocked for you in other market. So you can only trade in on one coin in one market, but you can trade in three markets simultaneously. That doesn't affect. I hope you have got the answer. So let me read some old comments and start from above. For 1,300 trading capital on BTC using double up tactics, how much should be the gas fees running on the cycle mode, please? That you can yourself calculate, that if you are earning 1% on every profit, how much is the profit and how much is the 20% of that fees, and what is the value in USDT, that you must calculate today. I cannot give you a clear figure, but you must have at least a certain amount of gas fees in your asset wallet. Say you can start with 50 or 100 USDT, that is good, or even less if you cannot afford that. So if you are using 1,300 USDT as a trading capital, so at least you can have 20% of what is your capital. 20% of 1,300, maybe it is around uh, how much it is? It can be around $200 that you can keep in your asset. But that doesn't will be required initially, because you can start with $100. That is enough, and soon you will be getting an idea how much is your fuel fees deducted every time. Okay. Where will the robot access the BTC capital in Binance? You have to enable it somewhere when the BTC is in sports. Not you just have to keep your BTC capital in your spot market. That is all the only requirement. Just like you have to keep your USDT capital in your spot market for USDT trades, same way you must calculate how much BTC you want to start with, and that is your capital. That is your capital, how much BTC that I just calculated for you, three different styles, and that is your capital you must keep in your spot wallet. That should be available, and it should not be less than what you have given in strategy. So that is the only thing you need to focus. We have not changed one shot to cycle. Yes, no, you have to change from one shot to cycle if you are trading in 7 or more margin calls. If you are trading less than 7 margin calls, then you can decide to take change it to one shot also. Suppose you are trading on 4 margin calls, then you can trade on one shot mode, because then you will be able to can trade in cycle mode, or even you can decide to trade on one shot also. That is up to your choice. If you are an active trader, you are available in the market all the time. Every time the trade stops, you can start it again, then you can decide to use one shot. Can I convert USDT to BTC? Yes, certainly you can do. That is very easy. Go to your exchange and change your USDT to convert it, or you can even buy using the trade option. With your USDT, you have to purchase BTC, then only you can start. So the halving only applies to Bitcoin, that I have answered. When 1 year it ends, it stops automatically. No, it will not stop unless you stop it manually. Even if you have renewed the account next year, it will keep on doing it in cycle mode. That is just for example that you have to at least take focus on 1 year of cycle, but it will not end anytime. You have to stop it manually. Okay. So whenever you see that Bitcoin has touched a new all-time high, maybe around 1 million or 2 million or whatever is the price, then you can decide that I want to sell my BTC. Just go and stop this trade. And when you have converted all your BTC, all your other coin into BTC, back to BTC, then you can stop the trade and manually sell BTC with USDT. That you can do in your exchange. Can I trade? Yes, I have answered. If not, you can't register. Uh, I don't think. I don't know what you want to ask. If not, you can't register. I suppose you have not registered yet, so you have to register in Royal. Activate your Royal queue with the person who has invited you in today's call. You can ask him to send you the link, and you can register with them. If you want to stop your coin trading on cycle mode in BTC market, how do you stop your trade? Please show in practical. To stop, you just have to click on the stop button. That is very simple. Let me show you again. That is not an issue. Mm, that is very simple. Let me check. Actually, I don't have any coin running right now in BTC market, but it is very simple. Suppose you want, if you have a coin in USDT, same way you can go and stop any trade. Suppose I show you a coin that is running here, and this is how it will show. Sorry, this is how it will show. And when you want to stop, just click on this pause button where you hit the start button. It is showing pause here. Just click on pause and it will stop. Just like I do it for you. This is how I click the pause button. It will ask me, are you confirm that you want to stop the strategy? And I can confirm. This is how you do it. Okay. You can stop it any time you want. That is not an issue. So let me take some of your questions and then we can end the session. Hmm. Okay. Will the Royal Q gas fee be in BTC or USDT? No, the gas fee Royal Q can only deduct in USDT, because remember, Royal Q cannot withdraw from your exchange. It can only withdraw from your Royal Q asset wallet, and the only currency that is allowed there is in USDT. So your asset wallet can hold only USDT, and it will deduct the same equivalent fees in form of USDT as your 20% of your profit. Okay. Do I need BTC for gas fee? No, I just answered. You need USDT for a gas fee. It will deduct in USDT only. Is there floating loss in BTC? Yes, it will show floating loss if the price is going down. If the price of the other coin, suppose you are trading on LTC, the price of LTC going down, that will show you that you are in floating loss, and when price of LTC is going up, it will show you in floating profit. But that doesn't matters here, because you're not trading in USDT market, you're trading in BTC market. That means you are accumulating between two coins, and both of the coins are volatile. Unlike USDT market, where you are trading with one stable coin and other is a volatile coin. So suppose you are trading with BTC and LTC, either you are accumulating BTC when you are in profit, or when you are in floating loss, you are accumulating LTC. So both sides are beneficial for you. Even if you have converted all your BTC into LTC, that only means that you have converted into a different coin. when BTC start to goes up, even LTC will go up. So when LTC reaches the trigger price, it will give back all the BTC that it has taken with from you, and it will even give you profit also. So then automatically your LTC will be converted to BTC again. So there is no actual floating loss here, that I believe, because either of the two coins you are accumulating and both the coins are good. Suppose you are trading with Ethereum and BTC. So both these are the number one and number two coins in the world. So either you will be accumulating Ethereum or you will be accumulating BTC. Both sides you are winning. There is no loss anywhere here. So it's a win-win situation, even if the market goes down or goes up. How long does the bull run stands soon after starting, and when exactly the event will occur? I just showed you that it is expected to start in April, around 16th of April. The dates may vary. It is not a fixed date, but it is expected around in April to 2024. You can calculate how many days are left here. So that is not a clear guarantee that, again, suppose if I say that April 16 the Bitcoin halving will happen and from April 17 the bull run will start, that is not a clear guarantee. Even what we predict now is even the bull run will start few months before the halving also. It can start even from January or even from this December also. So there is no clear link between the two. There is no clear connection between bull run and a halving. But halving is the only factor that is the reason behind the bull run, that it is going to start. Some people even start buying now. Suppose all of you who are listening to me, and even those people who watch this video, all of you start to buy now, and all of you want to buy Bitcoin first. So this will affect in some way or the other on the Bitcoin price. If lot of people start to buying Bitcoin, so this can start a mini bull run, or maybe you can see the price can go up. But whenever the bull run start, it has to be around the halving event. Even it can start 2 months before or even 1 year after also. That is we need to wait for it, and the more we wait for it, the more time we can wait. That means that we have more time to accumulate, because you don't want to start accumulating when Bitcoin has already gone up by 50,000 or 60,000 price. You want to start accumulating when it is below 30,000. So that is the best time to start. I hope you have got the answer. What will happen if your strategy, if the bull run starts right away after starting? That will be very good. I hope the bull run start as soon as we see that we can expect. But we still expect that it can start anywhere around December or January, or maybe after April, or maybe even you will see that the actual bull run, that we see that Bitcoin creates a new all-time high. So it always happen 1 year after the halving. So if halving is in 2024, you can expect that the new all-time high will be around 2025. So before that, whatever you accumulate is below that all-time high. Even if you buy Bitcoin when it is around, you can say 100,000, and it touches a all-time high of 200,000, still you will be in profit. So the earlier you start, you can be in greater benefit. The later you start, you will still be in profit, but you may lose something. I hope I have answered you. Okay, so what if I have more capital than 1,326? That is very good. If you have a large capital, you can trade on more than one coins. I just gave you a strategy for one coin, and there are 6 coins available. You can multiply your capital into 6, or how many coins you can afford to trade. You can trade with all 6 coins or any one or two of them. What is the bull run? Bull run means then when all the prices of all the coins start to go up. That we call bull run. Bull run means up market. When all the market prices are going up and we see higher highs and higher lows, every time we see higher high, that is an up market. Up market is called bull run. Bull run up market is happening in every month, every even every week also up market we see. But when bull run start, all the coins will never see. You can expect that all the prices of all the coins are going straight high. They are not coming down for at least a few months. That is called a bull run. Someone is asking, can I get your WhatsApp number? I don't share. Sorry, I don't share on open platform like this. You can find me in Crypto Ambassadors group. I'm there with my name, Coach MB, and you can contact me if you want. So thank you so much for all of you. You have attended the full session, and I hope that this session was of great knowledge to all of you. Some of you have must have decided to start today with accumulation of Bitcoin, and I hope I have given you the different strategies uh, for your capital, and that may have given you a clear direction. So let us start today. If you haven't started yet, just start today accumulating, because time is running out. We are already late by 6 months. We should have started 6 months before, when price was at the lowest. But still, it is still early to start. You can start today, because whenever you start, that is the time you want your for the things to change, and you want to prepare for the future. And this is the best decision you can take in your life. I will guarantee you that this is the best decision you can take, and you will never going to regret it. You will always be grateful that you took this decision at the right time, because what we see in the future is very bright and very high in front of all of us. So thank you so much, all of you. I think I've answered all your questions. And till then, let us meet in our next session. I do it every Wednesday. So if you want to attend next time, don't forget to invite all your friends, all your prospects, even your team, to attend this session next Wednesday. And you can share this video from YouTube to all the people that you want to have this knowledge also, that have missed this session. And we will meet in the next session very soon. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a good day, and I wish you all the best. God bless you all. Thank you.